You're standing at the altar in a $4,000 designer dress, 245 guests watching, your parents crying tears of joy, and you're about to marry a complete stranger you hired off the internet. But here's the kicker. Somewhere between I do and the reception, your fake husband looks at you with tears in his eyes and whispers, "I can't do this anymore." This is the story of Maya, a 28-year-old woman carrying a secret so devastating, she'd rather fake an entire wedding than tell her family the truth. And what started as the perfect lie became the most honest thing that ever happened to her. So Maya's got this secret. And it's not like, I secretly hate my job or I've been eating cake for breakfast. This is the kind of secret that changes everything. Maya can't have children. She found out 2 years ago during a routine doctor's appointment that turned into a nightmare. Endometriosis so severe that pregnancy is basically impossible. The doctor used words like extensive scarring and extremely unlikely. And Maya just sat there in that paper gown, her whole future crumbling around her. But here's the thing about Maya's family. They're traditional who measure a woman's worth by her ability to produce grandchildren. Her mom has been planning Maya's wedding since she was 5 years old. Her dad talks about continuing the family line like it's Maya's sacred duty. So Maya made a choice. She decided to never tell them. Instead, she's been avoiding relationships, dodging blind dates, making excuses. I'm focused on my career. I haven't found the right person yet. But her parents, they're not buying it anymore. Every family dinner becomes an interrogation. Maya, you're 28. Your biological clock is ticking. Mrs. Wing's daughter just had twins. Twins, Maya! And Maya sits there, forcing a smile, dying inside because she knows she'll never give them what they want most. The breaking point comes at her cousin Jenny's baby shower. Maya's sitting in a circle of women all cooing over tiny pink onesies and discussing labor stories when her aunt grabs her arm. "Maya, when are you going to make your parents grandparents? Look how happy your uncle is." She points to Maya's uncle, who's literally glowing while holding Jenny's newborn. Maya feels like she can't breathe. The room is spinning, everyone's staring at her, and her mom chimes in, "Maya's just picky, but don't worry, we'll find her someone soon." That's when her mom drops the bomb. Actually, Mrs. Kim has a son. He's a doctor, very handsome. We already arranged for you to meet him next week. Maya stands up so fast her chair tips over. No. The room goes silent. No. No more setups, no more blind dates, just no. Her mom's face goes white. "Maya, what's wrong with you? This is what families do. This is how life works." And Maya, standing there, surrounded by baby gifts and judgment, makes a decision that will change everything. Fine, you want me married so badly? I'll get married. But I'm choosing who. That night, Maya is crying into a pint of ice cream when she starts Googling fake boyfriend services. She's not proud of it, but she's desperate. She needs someone who can play the part long enough to get her parents off her back, and then they can have a quiet divorce later. No kids, no mess, just a business transaction. She finds this website called Companion Services, sounds fancy, right? And starts scrolling through profiles. Most of the guys look like they stepped out of a cheesy romance novel. Too perfect, too polished. But then she sees him, Caleb, 30 years old, software consultant, American. His photo shows a genuine smile, kind eyes, and he's wearing a slightly wrinkled button-down shirt. His profile says, "Looking for mutually beneficial arrangements, experienced with family events and cultural expectations, respectful, reliable, and discreet."
Maya messages him that same night. They meet at a coffee shop in Capitol Hill the next day. Maya's expecting some slick operator, but Caleb shows up 5 minutes late, slightly out of breath, with his hair messed up from the rain. "Sorry," he says, sliding into the booth across from her. "My last client meeting ran over, and then I couldn't find parking," and he stops himself, laughs nervously. "I'm not great at first impressions, apparently." Maya finds herself smiling for the first time in weeks. It's fine. "So, you do this often?" Caleb shifts uncomfortably. Honestly, this is only my second time. I started doing this to pay off student loans, but mostly I just help people get through awkward family events. He's nothing like what Maya expected. He's nervous, genuine, and when she explains her situation, the family pressure, the need for a fake fiancé, he listens without judgment. So, you need someone to play your boyfriend, propose, go through wedding planning, and then have a fake ceremony? Caleb asks, stirring his coffee. Pretty much. And then after a reasonable amount of time, we can quietly divorce. I'll pay you $20,000 total. Caleb almost chokes on his drink. 20,000? Is that not enough? Maya, that's more than I made all last year doing this. Are you sure you want to spend that much on this? And that's the moment Maya realizes Caleb isn't trying to scam her. He's actually looking out for her. My parents would spend that much on a real wedding anyway. At least this way, I'm in control. Caleb meets Maya's parents 3 days later, and it's like watching a masterclass in family dynamics. He brings flowers for her mom, not roses, which would be too romantic, but white orchids, which show respect. He talks to her dad about tech trends and asks thoughtful questions about their story. When her mom serves dinner, he compliments every dish and asks for recipes. But here's what gets Maya. None of it feels fake. Caleb remembers that her mom has arthritis and helps clear the table without being asked. He laughs at her dad's terrible jokes, and it sounds genuine. When her little nephew spills juice all over Caleb's shirt, Caleb just laughs and helps clean up the mess. After dinner, Maya walks Caleb to his car, and she has to ask, "Were you acting in there?" Caleb is confused. Acting like what? Like you actually enjoyed spending time with my family? Caleb is quiet for a moment, then says, "Your parents love you so much, Maya. Maybe they don't show it the way you need them to, but every single thing they said tonight was about wanting you to be happy." Maya feels tears building up. They want me to be their version of happy. Maybe, but that's still love. As Caleb drives away, Maya realizes something terrifying. She's starting to like him, really like him. Over the next 2 months, Caleb becomes part of Maya's life in ways she never expected. He shows up to her work events as her supportive boyfriend. He brings her soup when she's sick. He remembers her coffee order, her work schedule, her best friend's name. They text throughout the day. Silly memes, photos of their lunch, random thoughts. Maya starts to forget this is supposed to be fake. Like when they're at her cousin's engagement party, slow dancing to some cheesy love song, and Caleb whispers, "Your aunt's been watching us for 10 minutes. Should I dip you dramatically?" Maya laughs so hard she snorts, and Caleb grins like it's the most beautiful sound he's ever heard. Or when they're wedding dress shopping with her mom, and Maya comes out in this ridiculously puffy princess gown. She looks like a marshmallow, and Caleb tries so hard not to laugh that he starts coughing. It's very voluminous, he manages to say, and Maya's mom swats him with her purse. But it's the small moments that really get her. Like how Caleb always walks on the street side of the sidewalk, how he listens when she complains about work stress, how he never pushes when she gets quiet and distant. Maya's falling for him, hard, and that terrifies her because this whole thing has an expiration date. 6 weeks before the wedding, Maya's having dinner with her mom when disaster strikes. "I'm so excited to have grandchildren," her mom says, cutting vegetables for dumplings. "Caleb will make such a good father. He's so gentle with children." Maya's knife slips and nearly cuts her finger. "Mom, we haven't really talked about kids yet." "What do you mean? Of course you'll have children. That's what marriage is for." Maya feels the familiar panic rising in her chest. "Maybe we want to wait a few years, focus on our careers first." Her mom stops chopping and stares at Maya like she's grown a second head. "Wait! Maya, you're already 28? What if something goes wrong? What if you have trouble getting pregnant?" Maya's vision starts to blur. The secret she's been carrying feels like it's crushing her chest. I want to make sure we're ready. Ready? Her mom laughs, but it's not a happy sound. Nobody's ever ready, sweetie. You just do it. That's what your father and I did. That's what everyone does. Maya excuses herself and locks herself in the bathroom, hyperventilating. She's been so focused on getting through the fake wedding that she forgot about what comes after. Her parents will expect grandchildren within a year or two. And when that doesn't happen, she calls Caleb, sobbing. Maya, what's wrong? I can't do this. My mom is already talking about grandchildren, and I can't. Caleb, I can't give her what she wants, and she's going to hate me. Hey, slow down. Where are you? My parents' house, in the bathroom. Okay, can you get out of there? Meet me at our coffee shop. 20 minutes later, Maya's sitting across from Caleb, mascara streaked down her face, telling him everything about the endometriosis, about the doctor's appointment, about carrying the secret for 2 years. Caleb doesn't say anything for a long time. Then he reaches across the table and takes her hand. Maya, why didn't you tell me? Because it doesn't matter for our arrangement. You're not actually going to be stuck with me. Caleb looks like she just slapped him. Stuck with you? And that's when Maya realizes she said something very wrong. Is that what you think this is? Some guy getting stuck with you? Maya's confused by the hurt in his voice. Caleb, it's a business arrangement. That's what we agreed on. Right, business. There's something in his tone Maya can't read. What's wrong? Caleb runs his hands through his hair, something Maya's learned he does when he's stressed. Maya, can I ask you something? And I need you to be completely honest. Okay. Do you feel anything when we're together? Anything real? Maya's heart starts racing. What do you mean? I mean, when we're laughing together, when we're talking until 2 a.m. about everything and nothing, when you fall asleep on my shoulder during movies, does any of that feel real to you? Maya stares at him. Caleb? He continues, his voice getting stronger, because it feels real to me, all of it. And I know I wasn't supposed to. I know this was supposed to be fake, but somewhere along the way, I stopped pretending. The coffee shop suddenly feels too small, too quiet. Maya can hear her own heartbeat. You stopped pretending? Caleb laughs, but it sounds broken. Maya, I've been in love with you for weeks. Real love, the kind where I want to know about your bad days and your dreams and what makes you laugh until you snort. The kind where learning about your endometriosis doesn't make me want to run. It makes me want to hold you while you cry. Maya feels like the ground is shifting under her feet. But the money, keep your money. I don't want it. I never wanted it. I wanted you. Maya starts crying again, but these are different tears. Caleb, you don't understand. I can't give you a family. I can't give you children. I can't. Maya. Caleb reaches for her hands again. Look at me. She does. I don't need you to give me anything except yourself. If we want kids someday, there are 1,000 ways to have kids. But right now, all I want is you. The real you. Not the performance for your parents, not the fake fiancé, just you. Maya stares at Caleb across the coffee shop table, her mind racing. So, what are you saying? She whispers. Caleb takes a deep breath. I'm saying I want to marry you. For real. Not because of your parents or some arrangement, but because I love you. Because you're brilliant and funny and you snort when you laugh really hard and you care about people so much, it hurts sometimes. Caleb. And I'm saying we should tell your parents the truth. All of it. About your endometriosis, about how we met, about everything. Maya feels panic rising again. They'll never understand. They'll be so disappointed, so angry. Maybe, but Maya, you're killing yourself trying to be someone you're not. And I can't watch you do that anymore. Maya looks at this man who was supposed to be fake, who was supposed to be temporary, and realizes he knows her better than anyone ever has. "What if they hate me?" she asks. "Then we'll figure it out together." "But Maya, what if they don't? What if they surprise you?" Caleb pulls out his phone and shows her something. It's a screenshot of a text from her mom. "She sent this to me yesterday," Caleb says. The text reads, "Caleb, thank you for making Maya smile again. She's been so sad for so long, but with you, she lights up. That's all we ever wanted for her." Maya starts crying all over again. "Your parents love you," Caleb says softly. "Maybe not perfectly, maybe not the way you need them to, but they love you. And if we tell them the truth about your health, about us, about everything, maybe they'll surprise you." Maya looks at Caleb, really looks at him, at this man who was supposed to be fake, who was supposed to be temporary, and realizes he knows her better than anyone ever has. "Are you actually proposing to me in a coffee shop where we first met to fake date?" Caleb grins. "Is that a yes?" Maya laughs through her tears. "That's a yes." 2 weeks later, Maya and Caleb sit her parents down for the conversation she's been dreading for years. Maya starts with the endometriosis. She explains the diagnosis, the reality of her situation, why she's been avoiding relationships. Her mom cries. Her dad gets very quiet. Then she tells them about Caleb, how they met, how the relationship was supposed to be fake, how it became real. "So, you lied to us," her father says. Maya nods, waiting for the explosion. But instead, her mom reaches over and takes Maya's hand. "Baby, why didn't you tell us about your health? Do you think we love you less because you can't have children?" Maya starts crying. I thought you'd be so disappointed. All you talk about is wanting grandchildren."
"We want you to be happy," her dad says, and his voice is rough with emotion. "Children would be wonderful, but not at the cost of your happiness." Maya looks up, shocked. Her mom continues, "Maya, we came to this country with nothing. We worked 3 jobs, lived in a tiny apartment, learned a new language, all so you could have choices we never had. And you think we'd throw that away because of something you can't control?" Caleb squeezes Maya's hand as her father adds, "We pushed you about marriage because we thought you were afraid to be vulnerable with someone. We didn't know you were already being vulnerable with yourself." Maya's mom looks at Caleb. "And you love our daughter even knowing she might not give you biological children?" Caleb nods. "I love Maya for who she is, not for what she can give me." Maya's dad studies Caleb for a long moment, then nods slowly. "Good answer." 3 months later, Maya and Caleb have their real wedding. Not the elaborate 200-person affair her parents originally planned, but an intimate ceremony in her parents' backyard with 30 people who matter most. Maya wears a simple white dress. No puff, no drama, just elegant and comfortable. Caleb wears a navy suit and keeps tearing up during the ceremony. But here's the beautiful part. When the officiant asks Maya to say her vows, she doesn't read from a prepared script. "Caleb, I hired you to be fake, but you became the realest thing in my life. You saw me at my most terrified, most broken, most desperate to be someone else, and you loved me anyway." Caleb is full-on crying now. "You taught me that love isn't about being perfect or meeting other people's expectations. It's about being brave enough to be yourself with another person. So I promise to stop pretending to be who I think I should be and start being who I actually am, with you." Caleb's vows are simpler. "Maya, you hired me to help you lie to your family, but you ended up teaching me how to be honest with myself. I love you. Not the performance, not the pretense, just you. Always you." When they kiss, Maya's mom sobs so loud it echoes through the whole backyard. 6 months after their real wedding, Maya and Caleb are having Sunday dinner with her parents. So, her mom says, passing around dumplings, Mrs. Chen's daughter just adopted the most beautiful baby girl from China. Maya tenses up, but her mom continues, if you two ever want to explore that option, your father and I would be so excited to help. Maya looks at Caleb, who squeezes her hand under the table.
Actually, Mom, we've been talking about that. Maybe in a year or two. No pressure, her dad adds quickly. We just want you to know we're here for whatever you decide. After dinner, Maya and Caleb walk hand in hand around the neighborhood where she grew up. Can I tell you something? Maya says, always. I used to think love meant pretending to be someone else to make another person happy. But being with you taught me that real love is when someone sees exactly who you are, including all the parts you think are broken, and chooses you anyway. Caleb stops walking and pulls her into his arms, right there under the streetlight. Maya, he says, you are not broken. You are exactly who you're supposed to be. And for the first time in her entire life, Maya believes it. So here's the thing about fake love. Sometimes it becomes real when you're not looking. Maya thought she was paying for a performance, but what she got was something authentic. She thought she was protecting her family from disappointment, but what she discovered was that they loved her exactly as she was. Sometimes the best relationships start with the worst reasons. Sometimes the most honest thing you can do is admit you've been lying. And sometimes the person you hired to pretend to love you ends up being the person who loves you most truly. Maya's wedding was fake, but her marriage is real. Her fears about children were real, but so is her family support. Her desperation was real, but so is her happiness now. And Caleb? Well, Caleb went from being the world's most expensive fake boyfriend to the world's luckiest real husband. Because sometimes, just sometimes, the best love stories start with the worst lies. Feel free to share your own story. Email it to me if you want to stay anonymous. And remember to subscribe for more relatable stories.